This is the Oz report for February 12th, 2022, and we're going to start with Cerebral Accelerators, as we talked about in the last weeks as well. Basic and extended convergent Cerebral Accelerators, they doubled in price since last week for reasons I explained last week. So this is not a surprise. I hope you jumped on board with me and are making a lot of money in the process now. Now it's probably too late. We have a new event coming. We have bonding Cerebral Accelerators coming, and so to me this is more or less the peak. The basic convergent ones, in terms of as ISK per SP, are competitive, but reaching the top. The extended ones have surely reached the top, and so I would say it's time to liquidate now, which I am doing. You can see that I have my sell orders already out here. What's more interesting though is expert Cerebral Accelerators. Expert Cerebral Accelerators, as we also discussed at length on the stream, there's a new pack out there called the Double Boost pack, and it's actually very good for a change, and it rewards expert Cerebral Accelerators. So those are in overabundance right now in the market, and they have crashed in price. So you can see that usually there's about 20 or 30 of these traded a day. Now we're seeing 100 traded every day of an item that is worth about 1 billion ISK. So get in there if you want to invest a bunch of ISK in the mid to long term. Then right now is a good time to buy these expert Cerebral Accelerators. This also has the side effect that the SP cost in ISK has dropped quite a bit. So SP are getting cheaper because a very cash or a very efficient pack is being put out by CCP, and so this will hurt the skill injector and the Cerebral Accelerator markets in the long term. This is going to take quite a bit of time to recover, but it's still a good investment in the long term. The Master at Arms ones, they were already cheap because of the stuff we talked about last week, and so this might just slow down their recovery a little bit. Moving away from Cerebral Accelerators. Oh, by the way, the bonding ones, they're not in the game yet. Even though the event was released 2 days ago, this must not be a drop, but there must be something else going on there. I don't know what's going on there. As usual, I haven't done my research and didn't go in and run these sites, but they're not available in the market. So for some reason, the bonding Cerebral Accelerators are missing in action. I'm sure we will get to see them sometime soon. Moving on to Abyssal Filaments. Just want to mention Cataclysmic and Chaotic Dark Filaments have crashed quite significantly since last week. So these have just moved out of favor from Abyssal runners. In terms of the dark ones, this is probably not a good time to jump in there again. If this really is them going back to equilibrium, then you'd want to wait till they're about 2 to 3 million. Right now they're still probably too expensive if they are still dropping in price. The Cataclysmic ones have dropped significantly, so these might move into buy territory, but still these are this is a good time to at least observe the market, because they are high ISK volume markets to trade in, and if they do drop low enough, then it might be a good time to buy these again. Drone parts and salvage. Just talking about drone cerebral fragments. So if we look at what they are used for, we can actually go in here, and I just click those away. Let me see. Yeah, just click those away. Here, these are just, I'm just mentioning these because this is a huge market as well in terms of ISK per day traded, and they have dropped super low since last week. So you know, we thought there was a bottom reached, but there certainly isn't. The buy price right now is at 100,000, which is a historically low. But again, this is used in in many things. You can see here augmented drones, excavator drones. The excavator drones are probably one of the big reasons why these have dropped so low in price, because they are they're not in high demand anymore. So there's probably a lot of producers dumping excess inventory of these. Still, you know, you would want to be there in times like these when they're out of favor to hold them once people are using them in production again. So 100,000 on a buy side is low, so keep your eyes out. I am buying these at 100k just because they're at a 52-week low. It is risky right now because the impact of excavator drones not being there as a demand driver is still kind of an unknown. Drone transceivers are different. They're on the salvage side, so this is used in structure rigs and drone rigs, and these also just are historically speaking very cheap right now. Big market, you know, 300k on the buy side. So this is just a buy recommendation for me. Moongoo, want to mention Dysprosium because Dysprosium, huge market, 30 to 50 billion traded a day. These are absolutely humongous markets that if you trade in them, they're very liquid. You can quickly buy and sell large quantities of this, especially sell. And two interesting things. One is this margin of 13 to 15% is just insane, right? Between buy and sell orders in JITA. That's a very big market. That indicates that there's just been a lot of movement recently. And if you look at the graph, that's exactly what has happened. In the past week, we've seen this go between 50 and 70k. And for a market with that type of volume, that is just very interesting. So make sure you keep an eye on Dysprosium. Try to catch some of those good buy orders that you can get right now, and you can immediately turn around and make money on sell orders, right? Platinum, mentioned this in the last weeks. Platinum's just cheap, okay? Platinum is seemingly oversupplied, you would think, right? You would think that it's oversupplied, but if you look at the amount of platinum in the market, it's actually not that big. And it's actually fluctuating quite a bit and turning around. So to me, platinum right now is actually a good buy. Let's switch to PI. PI, oxygen, okay? The reason I'm mentioning oxygen is because there's less than 1 trade day left of oxygen in the forge. And that is very significant because there could be a spike imminent in oxygen because it's actually used quite a bit in production. You can see quite a good sales item, constant volume. You can get buy and sell quantities. It's used in a lot of or it's actually increased in use from blueprint changes over the last year. And so oxygen right now is a good investment in my view, especially if you can get buy orders fulfilled. Recursive computing modules I'm mentioning for a very similar reason, as in it's gone. There is none left, right? Indicates an increase in production in the market, okay? So, you know, might be at the cusp. Again, though, on the buy side, there's not very many high-priced buy orders out there. So you can buy this for 877 and immediately turn around and make a very good day trade, a significant double-digit margin on these. So if you can get these on a buy order side, amazing, right? If you have these right now, put them out in the market and try to sell them. Basically, there's none out there. You can even play around a little bit and buying up some of this inventory to make it to make the market even more in your favor. I typically don't talk about skins on the Oz report, right? But let me just mention, it's Valentine's Day again. It's the Guardians Gala event, and that means hard surge skins. The hard surge skins are skins that I actually trade in quite frequently because they just look damn good. Right? They look damn good. Right now, some of the ones that make sense to buy are the Daredevil, the Vigilant, and the Vindicator, because there's a pack out there that people can buy where these are bundled in. So people will actually drop these onto the market, and you will have an opportunity to get buy orders fulfilled on these. Not a lot, right? Not a lot, but you know, if you can get these on a buy order, and hold on to them, then that could be a good investment for the future, because these are actually just very good looking. I'll close off with 4 just random items to talk about. The Corpum A-type medium energy neutralizer, a dead space module, is popular, constant high volume market. Very cheap right now. Buy price of 97, amazing, right? And dead space items you can always get on buy order, because people are running these sites and then coming to JITA and dropping these to traders that have good buy orders out there. So this is a good idea. Justum B-type medium shield booster. I'm mentioning these because these are very popular and they're also basically gone from the market, right? So 120 million is not cheap, right? Although it's also not very expensive looking at the 52-week average. And once those are gone, basically the items are gone. So this is an item that is ripe to buy out. You know, you can approach this in different ways. You can either buy out the market, or you can try to get some buy orders fulfilled and wait for this to spike for someone else to catch the bait. Some different things you can use to play around with it. Crystal implants are dropping in price. Crystal implants were on a rally over the last few months. That has stopped a little bit, and the price has actually been dropping. The crystal betas, which are some of the more popular ones, you can get very cheap on buy orders now, and people will actually sell them to buy orders. So there's a realistic chance for you to get these on buy orders, because people will trade their LP in for these. I think it's Garista's LP. And they will then try to liquidate in markets, and people that are not market savvy will just drop them to buy orders, or that need ISK quickly. Omen Navy issue, just mentioning it because it's in the last week it had an over 20% price drop, and it's a quite a popular ship. So you know, you would have been able to buy this at 60 million this morning, except I bought them all up. But there's something going on here, so keep an eye on it. All right, that's the Oz report for this week. See you guys next week.